Tutorial that shows how to do different customization settings within SmartMusic. The first thing that you'll want to do is make sure to see whether or not your solo has one or two or multiple other movements. If it does have more than one movement, you're going to have to follow these steps separately, as each one requires you to do a separate customization. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to start with movement 1. Once you have it selected, head over to the Follow Me tab and make sure that Follow Me is checked. You'll notice it's checked if the yellow bar appears on the left-hand side. After that, you're going to want to click the orange check mark and look at the drop-down list. Notice that there's a Wait for Soloist tab, and you're going to have to check this. If it's not checked, SmartMusic will not wait for you. After this, head over to the Customization tab and click on that. Once you've done this, you can head on over and click New Customization, and you'll see it drop down below. You can title it whatever you want. For the purpose of this, I have created another one right here. I recommend if that your solo has more than one movement, you title it whether it's movement 1 or movement 2. That way when you go to import them, you know which one is for which movement. Once you have made your customization, you can go on over to the left-hand side and actually start customizing this. Go over to the Type tab and click the Select bar. There are two things that we're going to be using for this tutorial, and more than likely would be the only ones you would use for a solo anyways, and that's the Following and Wait for Note 1. If you go ahead and click the Following tab, the first thing you'll want to do is choose the location that it starts on. This would be whatever measure you want it to start following you at a certain tempo to be. So for example, we could choose measure 8. And then over here, you're going to see a value that's between 1 and 10, and that's the level, like the degree that SmartMusic is going to be listening to your tempo changes. So for the purpose of this, we'll choose an 8. Anything 5 and above, you can click the Sensitive tab, and then that just adds a deeper level of sensitivity for SmartMusic. If you click the Add button, you'll notice that it gets placed below, and it automatically highlights it right away. So if we want to ever change this, you can definitely click the red X and get rid of that right away. You're going to notice that most solos already have pre-written stuff that SmartMusic generates, as it already has a following tab of sensitivity 5 at beat 1, a following tab of 8, or a following at measure 8 with a sensitivity of 1 there. And then you'll notice other things like wait for note. And as you can see, you can click the red X on these wait for notes and get rid of them, but you can't get rid of the following ones. The reason is technically SmartMusic is always following you. You just get to choose the value. So I can click on this one, and if I want to change it, I can change it to an 8 and maybe click sensitive and add. I can go down to measure 8, once again change the value inside there and click add. So you can always change whatever one SmartMusic has. There's just certain ones that can be erased completely and other ones that can't. After this, you'll want to go over and click on the Wait for Note type of customization. So here SmartMusic is basically going to be waiting for the note that you play in the solo. So let's say we choose bar 16. Once you've done that, you want to choose the note. Oh, it looks like that one wasn't an option. Some of them, it depends on whether or not you actually have a part in the solo that's playable. So you'll have to make sure that you have the right measure inputted and everything. So once you choose the measure that you want it to wait for you on, pick the note, and it'll drop down all the notes that you play inside of that measure. So you can pick any note to start on, and then once again click the Add button, and you'll notice that it puts it at the bottom and tells you what note in the measure it is that you start on. So that's basically it for customizing those, and if you have other questions about specifically doing other enhancements within SmartMusic, I do have a page that was typed up that has a lot of other information on it, as well as importing and exporting customizations.